Hey YouTubers, this is Cyberdyne24, here to show you a video on a compression test on the Husqvarna 394 XP. With this chainsaw, there's a brand new piston in it, so hopefully we'll get some better compression out of it before. The previous compression on it when I originally bought it was 140 pounds, so hopefully with the new piston we can actually get something better with it. But normally the operating compression for our chainsaw is between 120 and 150 psi. If you get anything greater than 150 psi, that's really good. I mean, there's a lot of chainsaws out there that probably run 175, 180 psi, which means they have a very sound and built structure. Saws that run under 120 psi will run, but they'll run very poorly. Below 90, it won't even start. A good way of testing to see if your chainsaw's got good compression is actually pulling the recoil. If you feel a decent amount of resistance on it, then your engine shows that it's got good compression. If it shows very little resistance and you're actually able to pull the recoil very easily without using much effort, then you might be running into compression problems. Which means that it could be a simple fix, or it could be pretty much a tear down, rip apart your whole entire chainsaw and find the problem and then rebuild from there. Or go buy a new chainsaw if it's a cheapie. Well, let's get started. How about that? As you can see, here is the Husqvarna 394 XP. I haven't done much of anything. I haven't used it since I put the new piston in it. The only thing I've mainly done with it is just ran it a few times just to sort of help break the new piston in. Plus also adjust the carburetor a little bit. And then I thought maybe just in case I would have to adjust the carburetor since it's a new piston, but I did it anyway. So okay, all we do is, luckily I found a backup spanner in my car, or you can just use a flathead screwdriver. I'm just taking these clips off, take off the cover. As you can see, it's got the filter is exposed. All we do in this next step to gain access to this. Well, actually, we don't even need to take the filter off, because the spark plug's right here. All I do is take the spark plug out, hook the big side of the spanner on, bang it counterclockwise, loosens the spark plug, take the spark plug out. Spark plug looks like it's in good shape, so nothing to really worry about. Then we're actually going to get our compression test. Here, let me sort of back the camera up a little bit so I can show you a little something. There's a lot of compression tests out there. With different price ranges. You can get them mainly at auto parts stores, or you can get them places like a Harbor Freight. But one thing I've learned is never go cheap with the engine compression tester, because I bought one for under 20 bucks at one of the major auto parts stores. I can't remember. Oh yeah, Advanced Auto Parts. It was their cheapo one, and it lasted probably about 3 or 4 compression tests. And for some particular reason, every time I tried to do a test after that, it would only go about 60 pounds, and then it would just go down. But this one is actually a heavy duty one. I picked this one up at O'Reilly Auto Parts. It's got it's a rubber hose, of course, but it's got metal weaving around it, so it's really sturdy. You know, you got your nice, easy to read dial. I mean, the other one was a black background. This is a white background, so it's a lot easier to see. You got the 14mm adapter. This also comes with several other adapters with the kits. plus also an extension if I needed it, and also a rubber tip if I wanted to just stick the rubber tip in there instead of using a screw-on. But and the extension is a 14mm tip. So all you gotta do is stick it into where the spark plug goes. Turn the dial a little bit. Turn the hose a little bit. You don't really need to go super tight on it. Just get it nice and snug. Now, as you can see right here, move this back closer. The gauge itself is reading at 0. Right here is the pressure release on it. Once I'm done doing the compression test, I push this, it lets all the air out, so then I can do another test. Now with compression test, you have to do it a particular sort of way. How I'm going to do it is you're going to, let me try to see if I can get this in focus a little bit better, is you take one hand, you depress the throttle down all the way. You want open throttle, and also make sure the engine's cold. As you can see, I'm touching the muffler. It's perfect. It's cold, so it's ready to get started. Do not push the decompression valve in because you want to make sure you get a very accurate reading. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to start tugging on this rope. Keep on tugging it, and look at the dial and see how high it's going. And once it stops, then I know my engine's compression. I'm gonna get a good firm footing on this because believe me, this thing, if you don't pull it right, it can hurt your arm. Now, as you can see right here, this is boasting. Here, let's see if we can get the camera up closer. As you can see from the dial, it is about 155 pounds, which is actually great. It is actually over the limit, which is really nice. So, putting the new piston in has put about an extra 15 pounds of compression in the saw, which then in return gives you a better saw, more performance. Plus also is I get more life out of the saw, which is great because believe me, for a saw that's $1,200, it's really nice when you can get it for about $440 and then just put about an hour's worth of my time in a $30 part. So, that's pretty much it. Y'all have a good one, YouTubers.